Coming up on Fox and Friends, the government might consider Hamas a terrorist group, but this school textbook says it's a political organization. One of the mothers fighting to get it out of her kid's school joins us next. 16 minutes after the top of the hour, a group of parents in Tennessee are concerned over one of their students' textbooks called The Cultural Landscape. It's teaching their kids a lesson that some consider anti-Semitic. Here's an excerpt that has them especially upset. Quote, if a Palestinian suicide bomber kills several dozen Israeli teens in a Jerusalem restaurant, is that an act of terrorism or wartime retaliation against Israeli government policies and army actions? Joining me now is a mother of a student at Williamson County Schools and president of Proclaiming Justice to the Nations, a pro-Israel group of Christians, Lori Cardoza-Moore. Good morning to you, Lori.
Good morning, Gretchen.
I know that you're concerned. You have a child in this school district. What is your problem with that statement? I know the U.S. government does not consider Hamas to be a political party. They consider them to be a terrorist group, but not so apparently in this book.
Exactly. Well, there's several things that are problematic with the curriculum. And of course, the quote that you just gave us, if you look at the preceding sentence before that quote, the author of the textbook says, basically says, distinguishing terrorism from political violence might be a little bit difficult. And then he uses the analogy of the Arab-Israeli conflict, Palestinians blowing up Jews. And that's unacceptable. You talk about also about how the classification of terrorist groups like Hezbollah and Hamas are considered political organizations. Well, I'm sorry, even the U.S. State Department defines them as terrorist groups. So we couple that, Gretchen, with also the historical and archaeological information that is inaccurate in the textbooks. The textbook is not worthy of being used to educate our children in Williamson County. We, as parents in Williamson County, Tennessee, one of the top 10 conservative counties, it is in the belt buckle of the Bible Belt, expect more from our educators.
All right, so
this textbook is totally unacceptable. It's anti-Semitic, and we want it removed.
So you've gone to those measures. You contacted all the right authorities, and they told you apparently that you had to file some sort of application, and you didn't do that until yesterday.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because when we first went and met with the faculty to discuss the issue, we were told what the protocol, what the procedure was. We followed it, and of course, but before we left the meeting, we were told by Dr. Gaddis, who is the superintendent of curriculum, that although you can fill out the form, I'm not removing the textbook. Well, you know what? Dr. Gaddis, who is the gatekeeper of our children's curriculum, when he read that text, he should have immediately thrown that book out. It should never have been accepted. We don't tolerate anti-Semitic attacks. Gretchen, this is how the Holocaust, I've done a lot of research, produced a documentary on the Holocaust. This is how the Holocaust happened in Germany. It was innuendo, derogatory comments about Jews like this one. And, we wonder why we have a problem with Israel apartheid demonstrations on our college campuses. Well, it's because we're grooming them in high school, middle school, and even elementary school with this type of curriculum before they ever get there.
Our guest yesterday said that apparently this book may not be used next year anyway, but she wasn't so sure about that either. Keep us up to date on how this application process works, if you will. Thank you, Lori.
Absolutely.